What's going on, people? Welcome back to another video. Tonight is the Big Toon debate. It's going to be a live one tonight, I can guarantee you. I've got Chippers, I've got Jason, I've got Ryan, and I've got the legend as well, Billy. How are you doing, people?
Brilliant. Yeah, all good here, Johnson Clare. Boy, all good here. I'm going to watch the Men in Black.
Right over here.
Wow.
Get my cheese on my chili dog.
Good bunch. Listen, guys, if you like the video, if you like what you see, please hit the like button, subscribe as well. Also, if you'd like to donate super chat, that's your choice. Then just give what you can. And if you'd like to become a member, then click on the join button. We're going to talk about the Eddie Howe, basically, about that question. And basically, there's politics as well about Saudi and he's sick and had enough of it as well. So I'll start with you, Chip. Do you think it's about time these journalists, the press, should stop asking these political questions to Eddie Howe? He's made it quite clear. He's a football manager, not a politician, and that's that.
They shouldn't be asking it in the first place. You don't mix sport with politics. And you know what's find hilarious is why did no one ask Ralph Ragnick last night why Man United have got Saudi investment in them? Why does no one ask Pochettino what he thinks about working for Qatar? I've never heard them ask Guardiola how he feels about working for the Abu Dhabi. Why is it just Eddie Howe getting singled out for? I mean, it's beyond a joke. It's ridiculous. It's like harassment. I would get them personally if I was Howe. I'd be saying, listen, I've answered your question. You keep asking it you at the press conference because I don't want. People like that shouldn't be asking those questions when they're only asking it to one person and not everybody else. It's like, it's just pathetic. It really is. It's like, can I just say as well, the 81 people that were executed were all terrorists, all related to Al Qaeda. So I'm sorry, but if they're defending like them, then they've got something morally wrong with them by saying that they don't condone terrorism when they shouldn't. Like, I'm sorry, but it's 81 terrorists off the world, so that. At the end of the day, if one of them was released by Saudi and put back into the world, and it struck in the UK, then Saudi Arabia will end up getting the blame for letting them go. They've just, in my opinion, they've done a favour and getting rid of them completely because our prisons are overrun by them. We're just too soft to do that, unfortunately.
Yeah, I totally agree there, Sam. But the thing is as well, can you imagine that as Alex Ferguson, that question? They only get one answer, and that is it. You keep on, you are done.
They won't have the balls to ask them. They won't have the balls to ask them.
No. You know what the thing is too?
Man.
Is what's it called? Like if Eddie Howe like kind of speaks against them and says stop asking these questions, or he just lashes out, then something like the FA would come in and punish him. Like these journalists, referees, like everyone, they got so much protection, and like it's almost like players and employees of the club have to be so careful of what they say nowadays.
Also, as well,
rather than just hanging out these stupid journalists that if they want to ask these questions, okay,
just ask as well, right?
If continue journalism, but how about you switch to another area of journalism, not sports? Go into the politics journalism. Make your way up so you could go and ask Mirdad and Amanda that question, or make enough money to fly to Saudi Arabia, meet Mohammed bin Salman, ask him all these questions. But no, because you get a free pass into our press conference, you feel like you can ask Eddie Howe any of those questions. It's stupid, man.
Well, I can add something to it as well. Can I just say,
Go for it.
Why is Tuchel the only one being questioned for working at Chelsea under Abramovich? Mourinho was never questioned his 2 times there for working for Abramovich. Rafa wasn't.
No,
every other coach that's worked. So why is it just Tuchel? I'm sorry, but it's ridiculous.
It's all because the club is supposedly in the mud and like they're screwed right now being sanctioned. So that's why
it's quite simple. The situation is quite simple.
Fact.
Russia are currently invading in Ukraine, so obviously they're one of the big 6. Chelsea, they're owned by Russian. He's had his assets seized. They're in the shit. Now the press don't like the big 6 to be kind of muddied with this kind of accusation. They're trying to drag someone in with it. So they've gone to Newcastle United, who are owned by MBS and PAF, who are currently at war with Yemen, invading and bombing Yemen. The difference is between the two is the British government sells Saudi Arabia weapons to do it. So we're in no moral high ground here to kind of criticise Saudi Arabia when we're selling them the weapons to do it in the first place. That's all there is to it, and that's all Eddie Howe's got to say about it. Really, he hasn't got to say anything about it, but that's the simple answer. We're selling the weapons for them to drop on Yemen. While we're doing that, pipe down. Ask me about it.
Absolutely.
All I'd say on it is that every time we have an interview, there's I don't know who the guy is, but the guy would say, we go to Lee Ryder to ask his questions or wherever these questions. All he has to do at the start of before the conference even started his questions, say, right, any questions on politics, don't bother asking because we're not going to answer. So keep them aside, take them away. If you're not going to ask anything football, then the interview's over. Simple as.
He might do that anyway. He might do that.
Our press officer has to do, like, the press officers, I feel like, have to put, like, more standard and, like, I don't know the word, but, like, more authority into stopping these kind of questions.
But the fact of the matter is, one of the favoured Big Six are in this shit because of their owner and his links to a regime that are invading Ukraine. They're going to drag someone into it that aren't one of the Big Six, basically to take the heat off them. That's all it's about.
Absolutely. And someone said, I can't remember who it was, it might be Alison Rudd, said that if he doesn't answer the questions, Eddie Howe's going to make himself so bad. My advice to Alison is, shut up, right? Shut your mouth, right? He's made it quite clear. He's not going to answer those questions. It's about football, not politics. I will turn around to say, look, if I ask questions on politics, meet us in the House of Commons, and then we talk about it. It's like asking Boris Johnson, right?
Yeah.
It's like asking Boris Johnson, right? Asking about, do you know anything about Newcastle United?
You don't know anything about fucking politics, that's what.
Exactly. The guy's an absolute muppet.
He doesn't know what it is.
Absolute muppet. Talking on not being a muppet, got Brad as well. Big up to you, Brad.
Good evening, gents.
How do you do it? Yeah, we're just talking about Eddie Howe. Basically, he's being questioned about the Saudis. Basically, what's going on in the outside world, and he's made it clear that he's not going to answer those questions. He keeps saying, "I'm a football manager. Stick to football." And he's asked 3 times plus today. He's asked the same questions again, and he's getting a bit peed off about it now. Let's be real. What's your take on it?
I mean, it must be frustrating for him. You know, he's trying to. End of the day, he's trying to do a job, and he's just getting pounded. And you know, if they're the type of questions being put forward to him, well, you know, I feel sorry for the journalists, to be honest, because you know this is all we talk about at the end of the day. So I think they can go away and come back with some better questions, to be honest. And I think there can be some more interesting conversation, and Eddie can give us some decent answers for a change, rather than having to deflect and defend himself, which is unnecessary, really. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame, but I suppose not much we can do about it, and either going to try and poke these questions, you know, more often. I would have thought it's not going to end anytime soon.
Now, and the thing is as well, I mean, according to Simon Bird, right, from the Daily Mirror, I mean, he did a headline. He said, it's from Simon Bird, he must address Saudi controversy or risk being moot pawn at Newcastle. My advice to Simon Bird is to shut up, right? He's made it quite clear, right? And just let it go on. Gemma, how are you doing, pet? You okay?
I'm fine, thanks. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello, hey.
I didn't know who it was. It was a blank question. I was like, who's that?
I know. It's a mystery person, and it is Gemma. And glad she's on. Big up to Gemma. I don't know if you heard talk about Eddie Howe or these questions about the Saudis, and he's told he's got to ask those questions, and he keeps on saying, "I'm a football manager. I just want to talk about football, not politics." Is he right to say that, or do you think she's standing strong?
100%. He is a football manager, not an MP. Like, that's not his job description. He doesn't need to comment on politics. His job is coaching the football team and trying to get results on the football pitch.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like asking Boris Johnson about Newcastle United, and he hasn't got a clue. Do you know what I mean? But can you imagine?
Yeah, Boris doesn't even know what's going on in his own gaff, to be fair. Like,
You're right there. You're right. But thing is, right, I mean, like I said, he's been asked about that a few full times now, and he's just getting a bit peed off about it, man. Can you imagine? I know you might have just commented. Can you imagine if they asked Fergie the same question over and over and over again? he'd be done. He'd sack him.
Yeah, and known Alex Ferguson, he'd have an abrupt tone and he'd just refuse to answer it. And like, would they persevere this much if it wasn't Newcastle United's manager?
No, of course he wouldn't.
No, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't. Because they just using us as an example. Because Chelsea's gonna go on. Well, I wouldn't say go under, but Chelsea got sanctioned as well. Rome got sanctioned. They're picking on us. Why did they not pick on Manchester City? Why did they not have a go?
Like I was about to say, Man City's got oil money.
Yeah, look about PSG, Poch as well. Why do they have a question on him? Yeah, let's be real.
Them is that their countries aren't at war with Yemen, are they? They're not. It's a whole different kettle of fish. It's not the same as the money stuff. It's about what their politics are doing at the moment in the Middle East. In a minute, Saudi Arabia are bombing Yemen, but absolutely fuck all to do with Eddie Howe. They want to know the answer to that. Go and ask the owner. Simple as that. Simple.
Exactly. Recent comes very quickly, right? We need Rudiger. You're not come. Hey John, hey to you. That's Dave Macy as well. I'm a partner in crime. Everton 1, Newcastle 1. That's tomorrow's game. Enrico, even Chip Hours, Jazz, Ryan, Billy, and don't forget Brad.
Who's
and
Jazz?
Jazz?
Who's Jazz?
Jazz, Jason.
Welcome to the Jazz Show.
Jazz Joe.
Nice.
And this is why I love Macy so much, right? She is a top podcaster. She's young, talented, and cool. Eddie Howe, this is coming from a United fan. Eddie Howe needs to have a band of journalists.
Who
make a stand.
No, there's only one.
There you go. Do you think she's right, Billy? I'll come to you, Billy, because I think you're the expert on these. Do you think Macy is 100% right when she said, "I agree with her"?
Yeah, absolutely. The press officers should, as soon as they start talking about it, like Jason says, just hoof them out the press conference. Simples.
Kick them out.
It's not up to Eddie Howe to answer questions like that. Just like you wouldn't ask, like you say, you wouldn't ask Boris Johnson where Newcastle are in the league. He wouldn't have a clue anyway, would he? He wouldn't have a clue about anything.
It's just like we wouldn't call Man United, unlike some people. But
yeah, exactly.
The thing is, stance by the media. Sorry, I'm just saying there's this big stance by the media that they're intimidated by the Saudis. Yet, obviously, the media keep taking aim at Newcastle United, knowing that they're owned by Saudis.
Every time, Gemma.
Apparently, they're after Chelsea as well, aren't they? There's a certain Saudi businessman after Chelsea as well, so it'd be quite interesting if they do kind of allow them to buy them, especially in the time it took them to do it, and see if they ask them the same sort of questions.
Speaking of Man United, didn't they have sponsorships by the Saudis? Where was the uproar then? Where was any of that then?
Yeah, it's all over the world, isn't it? You know, there's countless things you can name off the top of your head. You can walk down the high street, and probably half a dozen's ended up funded by that. So it's everywhere. So it's just gaining traction because obviously there's a bit of an agenda against.
While we're selling weapons, we're in no fit state to talk about anything like that.
It's
really
all,
not.
Yeah, it swings and roundabouts.
It wouldn't sound like weapons, you know what I mean? And then when you think of obviously the amount of businesses, like Brad was saying, invested in by Saudi companies, you've got things like Uber. I think you've got things like
Disney
Shell.
Plus.
Yeah, it's Twitter. I think possibly YouTube. Is that correct?
Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and these journalists, where straight away they get out of the press conference, they'd go to Twitter just to literally write every single quote down.
I mean, look at the WWE in other than the States. You know, they're huge investors in the hosting events over there and absolutely everything. And that doesn't seem. I don't see any huge deal about. And even the boxing held the
Grand Prix
list goes on.
I mean, Sky went over there and kind of broadcasted all those events. Nothing was asked then. Yet, as soon as Monday Night Football comes on, Carragher's moaning about us being owned by them.
Yeah.
Just hypocritical. Hypocritical.
I'll go comment Oliver Holt later on as well. Because this comes as well. Wolves are owned by a Fosun Group, part of the Chinese Communist Party, but now it's been said as the CCP or media shares all over the world. Yeah, not being said about that, people. Not being said about that. And I got them now as well. I got one from Norvik as well. Big up to Norvik. John, Eddie states at the start, I'm only here to answer questions about the football. If you ask non-football questions, I'll respond. Next question. It will all soon stop. Absolutely. Absolutely. Do you know what I mean?
What they should do is when the press turn up, They should all make them all line up and say, right, have you got any questions about Saudi? Yeah, right, turn around, fuck off.
Bingo.
I think what they might even do for the next from now on, they might even put give the journalists like a bit of paper and say, we're not answering this. There you go. And just talk about the match. Anything else will just get battered over you.
They might do that, Chippers. They might really do it because the journalists are sent there by their editors to ask the questions they want them to answer. Really, I mean, I don't think Simon Bird sits there and thinks to himself, "Let's ask Eddie Howe about Saudi Arabia," because obviously he's a sports journalist. He probably does want to know about the football. But I'm sure the actual editor of the paper will be saying to them, "Go on, you need to go and dig about this Saudi Arabian stuff." It sells papers, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Crazy. Yeah. You're right, Billy. You're right. These questions are not go away. They need to be answered by Eddie. Until he does answer, then they all ask every press meeting before and after.
But he's answered them.
He's made it clear. He's a football manager. He's not going to be talking about it, yeah? Does he need to speak Italian? Does he need to speak Spanish? It's perfectly clear. It's out there. Do you know what I mean? I said that to Macy last night, and Macy will probably listen to what I say. I was so furious last night, man. Wow. And yeah, all good, Macy, blah, blah. That's a now. She's tartan.
He said at the moment he walked into the door that he's here to talk football. He's not going to say anything about what's happening overseas.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep podcasts out of football, simple as. Big up to you, Gareth. Well said. Evening, John the panel. Big up to you, Paul, UK kid. Effing greedy. Know what it's at, mate. Hi to you, Coffee. Big up to you now. Until Andy answered the question, answer them. It's casting the shadow over the club and more as it is already. Well,
he might not have an opinion on the subject. He might not even know about it. Why would he answer something he doesn't know about?
Yeah. Thing is, right, well, let's just move on. I can remember a couple of years ago, right, when Pochettino was asked a question about him going to Man United, right? And press officer said, "Whoa, go on to the next question, please." 5 times. After that, right, switch off the video, yeah? And that's that. And Posh loved it. Agreed, Poch should not be in football. Eddie, Tuchel, or just doing the jobs at the end of the day. That's in Connor. And there's also a proxy war in Yemen between the Western General and Iran, who supplies the Houthi. I know it's a terrible war. I agree, but they need to see who and why these countries are involved. And Ryan, what do you make of that, mate?
Wait, what was it again? Oh, this.
Yeah, about what's going on in Iran and Yemen.
To be honest, John, I don't know enough to comment on it, so I'll stay silent about it.
I'll miss that one then. I'll go for the comments there. Sports is to bring people together despite of politics. That's some brains. And Macy's right there, mate. Well, Boston, so actually speaking, not going to deal for fuel. That's important.
John, is the press conference that right after the Chelsea game. I had to do a bit of digging just to find it, and when I found it, there's already so much going through Eddie Howe's mind with the game itself, and then all of a sudden you just hear all these questions about Saudi. I mean, come on, man! The guy's a football manager. We all know he's a workaholic. He puts his blood in this club already, and he gets the whole idea. And every time, I'm sure during the press conference and all throughout that game, he's thinking about, why didn't I get a penalty? Why was there a red card? All this and that, and then move on to the next game. And then you get halted by all these journalists asking these political questions that are not needed. And press officers need to do more about it.
They need to.
I get it. Well, no, actually, we had our press officer. I don't even know what he looks like. I just know the sound of him. He was there during that press conference. He needs to stamp his authority, and the club need to say, look, you need to do your job and cut these guys out of asking these kind of questions.
Well said. Well said. The reason why Tuchel and Howe gets asked the questions is because it's easy access for the media to do so. The media to ask our owners, Roman or any other owners, those questions isn't really realistic.
That's what I was saying before.
Yeah.
It's too hard for them to get access to the owners.
They're trying to make a headline and they're not getting it, and they're getting frustrated. And just going to big up David. I hope you came, mate. I'm fine. Hope you keep good too. Big Toon fan. Seems to trend at the minute for social media to only target Newcastle, which isn't fair. And go on, Billy. I'll come on to Billy, then Brad next.
About this kind of social media thing about Newcastle,
Yeah.
It all boils down to jealousy and what's going to happen in the next 5 or 6 years, I imagine. See, there's teams that are in the top 6 or above us at the moment that no, they're not going to be there much longer because of the oncoming tsunami, or the Toonami, if you like.
I'll tell you what, I'd love to win that cup. Excuse me, I'd love to win a title in Newcastle. That would make that would make me decade. Go on.
I like that. Tsunami, the Toonami. That was good, wasn't
it? Yeah. And we want to read that one there, sort of thing as well. Just fine for it as well. And big up to you, Josh. Hope you're okay, mate. Ask good questions. Media's buyers for Man City, and they know Pep wouldn't allow it. Probably. Brad, what do you make of that one?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, they know they're not going to get any traction or out of it from Man City probably. So they probably wouldn't bother. But
fair enough. John's Viking would have to be John the Red. Make it Tony the Red. Where's Tony these days? Walking out or making a stand and banning person will make 100% worse. Do you agree with that, Chippas?
Is he, no offense to Toon's but is he just repeating his comment over and over again? He said the same thing. We've said it. Eddie Howe has said what he can only say. No offense, we don't even know what's happening really what's happening over there. So how would he know when he's managing the club 7 days a week? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, like Eddie Howe doesn't have time to educate himself. He's at this club doing 12-hour shifts all the time, putting his heart and soul into it.
It's not as if PIF are calling Eddie Howe into the office every week and saying, "Look, Eddie, I really like you. I like your formation this week. But what do you think about our formation as we attack Yemen? Do you think we should be?" Why would he know anything about it?
I know, crazy man. It's a madness. Walking out and making a stand, banning person make 100% worse. A United fan. That's amazing, by the way. It seems to do that a guy. Seems to do that a guy who owns the club in America has wanted to partner up with a rich guy for Wall Street to buy Chelsea also. The World Cup's going to be hosted in Qatar, enough said. AJ's, big up to you, AJ's, and it's nothing more than social engineering program designed to create complaint citizens and bring in the dangerous society, credit score society, DCP style. What do you make of that one, Gemma?
What? Sorry, I missed that.
So, yeah, it's nothing more than social engineering program designed to create a complaint citizens and bringing in a dangerous social credit score society, CCP style.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, I personally think it's this agenda against Newcastle because, like we say, other clubs aren't necessarily clean money, and obviously other companies are like investing by the Saudis too. So if it wasn't Newcastle, I don't believe the agenda would be this.
I mean,
I don't think there'd be this much like criticism. Do you know what I mean? Or this much.
I mean, this war in Yemen's been going on a long time. Where were the questions to fucking Chris Wilder when he was at Sheffield United? They went by
Yeah.
No one asked him, did they?
Yeah.
Exactly.
No one ever asked him. So it's because of what we're going to be and what we're becoming now in the future. And I'm afraid the press and the media and certainly the big six don't like it. And they know what's coming. And it's as simple as that. It's all down to jealousy and worry about what's going to happen to them in the future. It really is.
A lot of the media don't like us. If you think of Miguel Delaney, wasn't he happy for the Saudis to invest in Manchester United?
Of course he was, yeah. Of course he was.
And Ollie Howe was talking about the boxing being invested by the Saudis or that being hosted in Saudi Arabia.
He was there enjoying the hospitality, Jen.
Exactly. It's just like, I genuinely believe it's because of the club.
100% agree with you. 100%. As always.
I mean, crazy, man. Absolutely. It's a madness. Absolutely madness, man. But I think touch on Oliver Holt later in a bit. It won't be too long. John, your thoughts on these stupid questions Eddie has been asked constantly in every press conference. You know what it is? We're just going for it now. It's just getting a bit fed up. He's getting fed up. He's getting hacked off about it. He's made it quite clear to them so many times. He's a football manager, not a politician, right? And he wants to stick to football. And he's told them, he's made his feelings clear. Can't believe what I'm hearing. These questions will not go away until answered. As in Toon, sir. press conference back into easy police the question. Now I've got Tony the Red in as well. Hit the like button and has a new fancy ammunition now. Big up to you, Tony. And I hope they don't continue to hound Eddie. I was on word it could end up affecting him in his job. Jason, what do you make of Gareth V's comment? I could totally understand where he's coming, because the more they keep asking him that question, the most likelihood is he's going to walk away from this job. Is this going to be true? I don't know what's going on there.
I can't see him walking away. It just needs to whoever the guy is that says we're going to go to this person for questions and whatever. Just come out and say, right, if you're going to talk about Saudi, we're not going to do this interview. Simple as. Just if you're going to talk about Saudi, then that's it. Well, just completely blanket. If you've got questions about that, try booking an appointment to see the owners to ask these questions, or go to the House of Commons or whatever. It's not for Eddie to talk about. All Eddie knows is what we all know just by watching the news. That's probably all he knows about it. Like Billy said, they're not going to call him into the office and say, "Oh, well, this is what's happening over there." By the way, so it's up to you if you want to say anything about it. It's stupid. They shouldn't keep asking him about it stuff. It needs to stop.
And because it's not on our doorstep, we don't know much about the whole thing in Saudi Arabia and Yemen in general, do we? Let's be honest. We don't do it. We don't see it on the news. Because it's a long way away.
Bin Salman doesn't really own us. So...
Yeah. You know what it is, right? I'm going to say this now, right? I mean, going to what Gary said, right? I don't think it's going to happen. If he walks away from this because of these questions, sort of, and he's cacking them off, sort of, affecting him and his family, then the journalists will have a lot to answer for. I'm telling you, whoever answers this question should be banned. I'll just leave it there. I got Les. Big up to you, Les. Do subscribe to your channel, Les. I believe it's your first time. Where do you support us be in Qatar for the World Cup? Boris Johnson is in Saudi today. Stuff Boris, by the way. I don't care.
He's begging for fuel, ain't he? He's after fuel because we're not getting it from Russia anymore.
Exactly. He's trying to get the prices down as well, but let's hope that is the case. The media just fishing for stories. That's all it is. Him and Tuchel shouldn't be asked questions like that. Tony, I totally agree, mate. The journalists ask these political questions because the response from Howe, as they catch on, can be twisted, and they confirm it explodes in sensational headlines for clickbait. Josh, you're right there. If you answer those questions, he'd be sacked. Sacked.
The difference is Roman Abramovich was banned in his country because of his nefarious activities financially, dirty money, being linked to Putin regime and that. But an awful lot of the Russians weren't, and an awful lot of the Russians are linked to the government through money, and through favours and all sorts. So, it's a bit muddy, really, the waters in this one.
Correct. And before we start to think I'm a hater, I back Ed. I don't think you should have to answer questions about human rights and a war in Yemen. Brad, what do you make of that, mate?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to. They'll put a stop to it in the next couple of press conferences, I would imagine. And as much as Eddie, I think he's done pretty well to deflect the questions, and he's answering the best way he can. So. I think it'll either go one or two ways, and they'll soon nip it in the bud. I don't agree with it, and I'd rather it all went away. To be honest with you.
Yeah, this has got to stop.
Can I just say that, right? Toon just contradicted himself because he said he should answer it, then he's come and said he shouldn't answer it.
Yeah,
he said earlier questions. Eddie Howe should answer these questions, and he's just said he doesn't need to answer them. He's saying that he doesn't need to answer them, but he said before he needs to answer them.
He's basically saying that questions about human rights and war in Yemen, basically.
But he said before he should answer these questions, so what? Yeah.
What's changed? Exactly. Sorry, man. I got Josh. The fact is how chose not to answer those questions already ended with a journalist label this as sportswashing. Gemma, what's this? Josh's comments there.
The thing is, I just genuinely don't think he should have to answer them, regardless of what the media. Regardless, like even if the media aren't satisfied or want to label it as sports washing, I think it's Eddie Howe's choice whether he answers the questions or not. And
I agree.
If I was Eddie, I wouldn't be answering them either.
I wouldn't either. I'll tell him once and that's it. And Eddie sure had to be prepared for these types of questions before he took the job.
Hang on, John. Let me just comment on this a minute. That sports
yeah,
washing
please
thing.
Do.
If we'd have lost the last 10 games, for instance, I'm sure the word sports and washing would have been in any of the press conferences. It would have been all about, haha, you own all, you got all this money, you're getting relegated. They're only saying it because they're worried about our progress. Simple as that.
Absolutely.
And sports washing. The other thing too is sports washing is just all of an opinion rather than fact. I feel like some people get that mixed up.
Yeah, totally agree.
Correct. It is.
Correct. I agree. I mean, they're just jealous and they just want to see our success. Next season is going to be big. I'm telling you, we should go for it. Eddie would have been prepared for these questions, type of questions for he took the job, anyways, and has been trained exactly how to answer them. So I'm sure he's okay. That's some Foxy. Can't everyone become a PE teacher teaching me politics? Guys in Formula One criticised Saudi investors there too, and wrestling as well. Chippers. I mean, this one here, Formula One, now it's been said. Boxing, now being said. WWE, now being said. Newcastle United mentioned. Why? Why are they picking on us and not on the others?
Well, it's the vendetta, isn't it? It always has been and it always will be. If this Saudi bloke buys Chelsea, now it will be made of it. It's just, yet again, it's because Newcastle United. That's all it is. As Billy's just said, if we lost the last 10 games instead of one defeat in 10, they would be laughing at us saying, oh, you're going to be the richest club in the world in the championship. They're not saying that now, are they?
The fact is, too, that WWE and F1, they're bigger than Newcastle. Newcastle's just a team. These are just like sports and sports organizations. Let's not get that twisted either.
Exactly. I mean, and the golf as well. They're trying to get the Premier League in golf as well, and the Saudis as well. Phil Mickelson got wrong.
Starting in June, I think.
Starting in June.
Starting.
Something else being said about that. Joke. And there's not a war.
Phil Mickelson actually said, I don't like what's going on in Saudi Arabia, but for that money, I don't care. And that's sports washing to the nth degree.
Are they talking about it?
I believe football and politics should be separate entities.
Of course they should.
And I don't agree with the idea of bringing politics into football as much as it has been.
I agree, Gemma. I agree. Oxford and Cambridge get massive donations in Saudis every year. Honestly, they are investing in nearly everything. Yet they cannot allow to invest in Newcastle United. Absolutely frustrated. Absolutely 20 the red for now.
Where was all this furore when Roman Abramovich bribed FIFA to take the World Cup to Russia? Nothing. Hardly a squeak.
There's no consistency.
Hardly a squeak.
There wasn't this when Qatar bribed FIFA to get the World Cup in Qatar.
Happened at the same time. Exactly. They did the two together. The Russia one and the Qatar one came out at the same time. Not a squeak.
Not a squeak.
We sent over David Beckham. We sent over Prince William. We sent over David Cameron. And Roman Abramovich basically bribed the other European nations not to vote for us, so we got knocked out the first round. So they get it.
And now David Beckham's the face of Qatar. He's getting paid how much? Like a couple of million just to be the face for them for the World Cup.
There you go.
I think Eddie Howe talking politics is the equivalent of Boris Johnson giving team selections, and we don't want them.
Yeah, like people have their own occupations, man.
Well, yes, you can play him at left back, you can play him at right back, you can play him at centre midfield.
He'd play fucking 11 right wingers, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Crazy, man. So, guys, if you do like the video and you like what you see, then please hit the like button. Also, click on subscribe if you like what you see. And also, if you like to donate or super chat, then give what you can. It goes to good causes. And if you'd like to become a member, then click on the join button. 64 people watching live. Thank you very much indeed, people. And keep watching. Does the panel think it's just going to go away if Eddie says something like, I'm here for the club and team only talk about football?
Well, it'll go away in both ways. It'll go away either if the press officer or the club make a stand against us, or they just give up and stop asking.
Exactly. I just don't flipping, and I don't like flipping and flopping in today's world. If I've got to get standing up for human rights, let's go 100% and keep it consistent. Not pick and choose when it's to all of a sudden care. That's some Foxy.
I mean, no one mentions Wolverhampton Wanderers, who are majority owned by the Chinese government. No one mentions them.
They've got Milan as well. They've got the worst
human rights record in the world. No one ever mentions them.
Exactly. Well said, Billy. We don't know the full truth of what's happening in Ukraine. Yeah, what's that got to do with us? We change our minds sometimes just saying, that's some truths. Josh, exactly. Billy, exactly. AJ, boxing, Formula One, new golf tour in Saudi. Not a peep. Not a peep. You know what I said? I said Eddie Howe. I'll say chippers, right? If I was Eddie Howe, I'll say, do you know what? Go and ask some questions about F1, boxing, Formula One, like I said, right? Golf as well, but don't have a go at us. Yeah?
I think Eddie Howe said what he's needed to say, and I think he's doing fine. I think the media should just take the hint and piss off.
Yeah.
Correct.
Journalists
You're
and
right, Billy.
English referees are like the epitome for me of like what I don't like about the sport.
Couldn't agree more.
Mm-hmm.
The journalism is just the way to derail.
newspapers.
It's just the way to derail a team without having an actual physical effect on the field. They can't change it. All they can do is just write articles and get people thinking and saying stuff. But if you're strong-minded and can think for yourself, nothing will happen.
Yeah, I agree. Or they take a hint, get fed up and stop asking. Balls is a bar like remember soccer ear test and Paul. Because I agree with execution Saudis, and I'll get over that quickly, but I know what you mean, Jeff. Hi guys, hope you're having a good time. Liam is absolutely live in here as well, absolutely lively. And a message for you, Ryan.
They're not going to give up. That's the thing. They're like a dog with a bone. Yeah, I agree. So if that's the case, then I feel like the clubs need to step in, kick these fucking losers out of the press conference.
Exactly.
Or one comment said, put it all on mute so you could actually police everything easier. Put all these journalists on mute or just kick them out of the call.
Yeah.
But if you're a real
absolutely.
person and you tell them to stop talking the question, they'll just keep yapping.
Hmm.
You see it everywhere on press conferences, like highlight videos on YouTube where they won't stop and they'll just keep talking over managers or press officers to get their point across.
I've banned a lot of them, to be fair. I've banned a lot of them because I'm just getting sick of people asking the same questions about this.
I didn't mind today, like almost where it's like, how do you feel about all these questions being asked? But I don't want to hear it again of like, how do you feel? Like, how are you going to deal with it? Like, the only way that this stuff can actually make sense in these questions is, you know, say like, does this stuff off the field affect anything going forward or with the players? And the only ones you can ask that right now are probably Ukrainian players that are playing, saying, oh, how's he able to play for West Ham with this war going on? Those are like valid questions, but like all this other stuff, man, like it just needs to be put to an end.
Like
Very
Steve
quickly.
Bruce banned, was it Craig Hope for less?
Craig Hope.
And he like genuinely thought the media were asking him how's the bacon. So this is a big contrast of the questions Eddie Howe's been asked. Like Steve Bruce got an easy ride off the media.
Yeah.
Well,
asked about the prospect of Saudi Arabia.
Well, if our press officer, like, because this press officer we have now, he's the same guy under Mike Ashley. I haven't seen his face at all, but it's the same voice. If this guy doesn't do anything more to stop these questions, then something's got to be considered. Just like any other person if they're not doing their job right.
Exactly.
Why wasn't
The difference was Steve Bruce.
over? Sorry.
Because Steve Bruce wasn't a threat to him.
Yeah,
Steve Bruce
why wasn't he like hounded over the prospect?
Because he was a nice guy.
And because he was going to get us relegated, so that's what they want. Really, that's what they want.
Yeah, just double standards, really, because he wasn't asked during the takeover or like after the takeover went through how he felt about Saudi ownership, was he, or the prospect of Saudi ownership?
He'd have said he was fucking gutted, boy, because he knew he was on his way out.
Yeah. Exactly. He must know about it. But you just said that Joey's having an easy ride. Steve Bruce. Can you imagine Steve Bruce asked these questions? I'll bet you any money, people, he would not be asked these questions.
He wouldn't answer them. I know that.
I think if it was Steve Bruce, I'd love him to just get off the chair and just knock one of them out.
It'd be like that moment where he was like, "Do you call me liar, Craig?" It'd be like that moment.
He'd get all personal.
Steve Bruce takes stuff over less. Like, obviously, when he was asked something and then he was saying like, "How's the bacon?" He just obviously he banned people for a lot less, and he would decline, and like he would have a horrible attitude as well if he was asked the questions Eddie Howe was asked.
Yeah.
Because he was a Man United fan posing as a Newcastle fan. No offence, John.
Even though John's
Right.
celebration when Man United score are a lot more extreme to when we score.
I did not celebrate at all. I did
John, you
not.
must have been gutted last night. You must have been gutted last night.
Did
No
you
more
get your Man
European
United
football.
scarf sorted, John?
I'll tell you
Wow.
one thing as well, though, mind. There's been no mention of the bloody stuff being thrown at Simeone full time today, like, has there?
I've heard that.
I've not
I've
seen
heard
it
that
mentioned at
today.
all.
I've heard that today. I've
Yeah.
heard that. Apparently, he must have said something to the fans. I could be wrong. And then they
It's
start
no
throwing stuff
difference.
at him.
If we had done that, we would have a stadium ban by now, so it makes any difference.
Nah.
Oh
Diego
my God,
Simeone
yeah.
Diego Simeone's been public enemy number one at Manchester United since 1998. Let's be honest.
Exactly. They
When
haven't
he got
forgotten
sent
him.
off.
Haven't forgotten him at all whatsoever. They haven't. And Norvik, so big up to you, mate. Am I right? Thinking this is the same order cannot own 2 or more clubs in the Premier League. The reason I asked is one of the national papers stated that our PIP owners, PIP owners, had put in a bid for Chelsea. PIP owners, yeah.
Yeah,
He's not,
absolutely.
he's
Bollocks.
not
Jamie
selling.
Rubin, wasn't it?
He's
You can
not
have a
going.
stake, can't you? Can you have a certain stake in multiple clubs?
No.
No, yeah, abroad you can, but not you can't. I mean,
Well,
if they wanted, if for
if
instance,
you
if they wanted to play into Milan, they could only own 20% of it or something like that.
Yeah.
But nothing in this country now.
Outright.
No.
Yeah, like Mike Ashley had shares in obviously us and Rangers, didn't he, at the same time?
Yeah, different countries. Yeah, but I mean, this all came from the Maxwells, didn't it? In the 90s when they owned Oxford and Derby, and it kind of got stopped after that.
I just loved it at the Chelsea game where everyone's going, he's coming for you. Mike Ashley, he's coming for you.
I just want Mike Ashley. I think that would be nice. We did get Steve Bruce after them, so obviously it would be payback if they got Mike Ashley after us.
That'd be hilarious.
Amazing. Journalists have a right to ask these questions. The press officers aren't doing anything wrong at all. That's
Well, they don't have a right, though. They don't have a right. It's got nothing to do with what they're there for. Simple
Exactly.
as.
They can ask what they want, but Eddie isn't obliged to answer them properly.
Yeah, I agree with that. You can see what you want.
Agree with that 100%. And message to you, Ryan.
Yeah, I saw that earlier. The thing I'd say to that is I'd rather have the media be shut down and not ask the questions rather than anyhow speaking out about it, and then maybe he gets misquoted. Like he'll get quoted, but it'll just be twisted and put out of context, and it'll make us look even worse. So I'd rather take the headlines of, certain journalists are banned from our press conferences, rather than Eddie Howe actually coming out and talking about it and not really giving like a valid educational opinion on it. That's just what I think. I'd rather just have that like scrutiny of, like some journalist got banned from our press conference. That's all. I'd rather take that over the others. Fair dues, fair enough. And evening, guys. We passed the governing body checks to leave our club alone. Absolutely. If we can see Matthew, long time no here, mate. Hope you're okay. I was waiting for Simeone after the True Geordie video with Chip here. Does the panel think by banning media because of these questions will look good on a club or much worse?
I couldn't give a shit.
Yeah, I think
how it looks off us.
I wouldn't be banning the media personally because we've always said about how we want transparency, and you can only do that with media. What I would say is I wouldn't be answering questions on anything but football. Yeah, the media and journalists are meant to be a gap between us and the club, and it's far from that nowadays, to be honest. It's the furthest way from it.
But one thing I've noticed, even if we did ban the media, is our current, like our new owners give clarity. They've give like updates themselves on Twitter, and they've spoke out.
Yeah,
So
that's
I
enough
think
clarity for us
regardless-
almost.
Yeah, I think regardless, even if the media were banned, we'd still get the clarification we need.
And if you guys see Man City's channel, they come out with a lot of like training ground like footage and content, and like to that's like clarity to most of us. And I'd love to see that eventually, and I think it will happen because our team will want to, our club will want to hire like the right people from the social media perspective. And it will come. It's just like you could argue if there's enough transparency or not, but I think like there'll be a lot more, but in a better way from a football side of transparency.
Yeah, I agree there. Both of
And
you.
not even just from our channel, like you could see on Sky Sports, like the FIFA ratings, like how, and like the players like review their FIFA ratings, like a bit of Q&As, like that's transparency also.
Yeah, I agree. Diego Simeone is definitely not going to be the next United manager now after what happened yesterday.
The who match? What teams you got match?
Man United. These football journalists, FFS, they aren't going to ask our questions related to football. Well, they need to stop now, miss. They need to stop now.
Yeah, if you're a sports reporter and you're obviously industries related to being a sports writer, why are you writing about politics? Why are you like crossing the two subjects? This should be separated.
Yeah.
Agree. The thing is, right? I mean, just sit to football and everyone's happy, but don't bring politics into football, man. I sent a tweet out last week about don't put politics into sports, etc. I got jumped on. I can understand why Jason and Paul and Danielle watch away from social media because it's the way they jump on you. I told you before, our fans are just going to be like AFB Twitter, and I stand by those comments, by the way.
Who
This
left
is what journalists are.
Paul and Danielle and who, sorry?
Paul and Jason.
Oh, right. Is Nathan the one that I thought was called Spencer?
Jason, not Nathan.
Oh, right, sorry.
Me.
Sorry,
Spurs.
Dad.
Just.
Yes. This is what journalists are paid. I'm not a fan of asking them questions, but they can ask them. Like I said, Eddie can answer how he wants. That's when Liam again. Right. Hey, John, and back to Static Laguna. Hope you okay. He's a big Arsenal fan, by the way.
Oh, he will be.
Media gets banned. Asking questions looks very bad for club. Ignoring questions looks bad on the club. I don't want my club looking bad over this. And I don't give a shite if my club looks bad, even if Chippers doesn't. Chippers.
Honestly, we would probably be a better place without people like Delaney that asking more questions. I'm not really bothered about them because their opinions don't make.
It's like I
Their
said earlier.
opinions are irrelevant to me, so I don't care what they
sorry,
say.
but I agree with Chipper.
Yeah, same. It's like, well,
Go
would
write
you
this
rather
down.
have? Would you rather have us have scrutiny because media are banned, or like, and it's just a small minority. Like you see the same faces in our press conferences. They ask like the good questions, you know, like the Chris Woe, Alistair McGowan, Keith Downey, all those guys. But then you got like the Ron bunch that need to be eradicated.
Generally, national press as well. It's not the local stuff, is it? It's national press.
Yeah,
and national media.
So, but what about Oliver Holt? I mean, he's the one. I mean, like he's an absolute prat.
Clown.
He is. He's go back a couple of years ago, Billy. Right? You wrote about doesn't matter about Russian money, blood money, or whatever sort of thing, our money. And then fast forward a couple of years later, right? When he got the takeover, he has to go. He's just jumping on all of us and that. You know what I mean?
You know, Ollie Holt's articles that should be shoved where the sun doesn't shine.
Exactly. The guy is an absolute monocle talent. He really is.
He's a media. He's a kind of press version of the shock jock, isn't he? But like Miguel Delaney, to be honest, he just talks bollocks just to get people bite it. See,
yeah,
that's what he's after. It's a similar thing to talk joy. Just on written instead of spoken.
You know what? To be fair, Simon Jordan actually made some good points today. If I saw a video, and he's like kind of defending us.
Yeah,
Simon Jordan defending us.
Yeah,
I had to listen twice when he said it yesterday. Yesterday the day, I had to listen twice to believe that he's there.
It's Jim White that's becoming a bit of the issue, saying that we should get top 4 next year.
It's like Merson, Keys,
crap.
And obviously Agbonlabo. Just like honestly, I wish they could be banned from talking about Newcastle United. They don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah,
Do
they're
you know
trying to
what it
like,
is,
they're trying to derail us, and people are like buying into their opinions. Which
Exactly.
it's so stupid,
And you
man.
know what it is as
That's the
well
problem with today's world a bit.
What is it,
you know what-
John?
See, what it is, right? I mean, you mentioned those names there. You got people like Jamie O'Hara, a Bangor, shouldn't be a Bangor anyway, Bangor, and all of these talk sport pundits, right? I mean, they were all lapping up with Steve Brewster, just lapping it up every single day, right? I still remember Thatcher. Let's get that thing, right?
John, I've just learned
Anyhow.
something about Oliver Holt. You're going to crack up when I tell you this. Who's Oliver Holt's mum? Have a
Eileen
guess.
Derbyshire.
Fucking Emily Bishop.
You know
That's
what?
true. That's not
Emily
right. That's
Bishop
true.
off Coronation Street. That's his mother. Emily
Emily
Bishop.
Bishop's Oliver Holt's mum. Yeah, I just found it out. That's why I was laughing.
Did you not know that?
No,
I didn't know that. I'm not going to lie, I didn't
That's
know
why
that
when
at
you
all.
asked it, I knew straight away. I heard that about a month ago, 2 months ago, maybe.
Fucking Emily Bishop.
And guess what? Oliver Holt is a red as well. Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Hey, John, you
Let's
think
see.
we could talk
Probably
about
brings you
the
over.
game now? I'm sick of this topic now. I'm sure everyone
Yeah,
else is.
yeah, no, that's fine. We go straight. We're going to go
Yeah,
swiftly
I'm
on.
sure
So
we've got a game
things.
to play tomorrow, I think.
We've
I
said
think we'll
enough.
have-
So let's.
I mean, Brains,
okay.
hang on a minute. Brains makes a comment here about Oliver Holt writing for The Guardian. Actually, he doesn't. He writes to the Mail on Sunday, which
Yeah,
isn't
he does.
an extreme left wing rag. It's the opposite, absolute opposite, actually. It's the extreme right wing rag. But none of it matters. He's still a prick.
So tomorrow we have the Scouse Mackems.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're going to talk about that.
Right
Everton,
on.
Newcastle, right? And at Goodison Park, Everton are fourth from bottom. Well, on goal difference, having a shocking season. I'll start with you, Chippers, right? Brief about Everton. Are they going to get relegated this season?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I want them to. In my reality, I want them to go down because I can't stand them. Especially after a day, I can't stand them now. Simple as. After a
What
day, I
did
can't
they do?
stand them.
And quite
Oh,
right as
today,
well.
yeah.
That was disgraceful what
Yeah,
happened today.
that was absolutely.
Sorry, what
disgusting
happened
they
today,
put.
lads?
Chipper's got trolled by an Everton supporter.
No, did he? Sorry
Proper
about
troll.
that, Chipper.
Sorry about that, Sam. Really, I'm sorry
It
about
wasn't just me, it was about me dead granda, so, you know, yeah. Aye.
Hmm.
Well said, by the way, and we're not going to talk about it anymore. I'm sorry, but that's a good point, by the way. Yeah, Gabby's trying to stay relevant to his comments at Toon. Everton need to win tomorrow. I just hope we don't lose.
Gabby hasn't been relevant for about the last decade.
Ever. He wasn't relevant when he was playing. He was shit then. Couldn't finish in Milky Way after not eating for 3 weeks.
Wow.
You know, at the time I was kind of new to watching football and young, but I swear he was only relevant because his FIFA card. He had like 90 pace.
Well, he had pace, yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then what he did
I
was,
thought he was quite slow.
He was like a
he was
silver
quick,
card
then he
with a lot
muscled
of
up,
pace.
and then he became slow and shit. At first he was fast and shit. Then he muscled up to get some strength, and he was slow and shit. Then
Yeah, when I remember him, he was slow. He seems a bit slow in other ways as well, like with his
He could
comments
fall out of the
that
boat
he'd
and hit-
choose
and miss the
Birmingham
water.
over Newcastle. What? Sorry.
he could fall out of a boat and miss the water.
I think he's got the IQ of a bloody duck. I'm telling you. It's that low.
I think that's an understatement, Chip. Is a peanut. Sounds right.
Yeah, I do
Sounds
think that's
right.
a little tad insulting to the duck, but yeah, I agree.
I mean, yeah, so back to the Everton as well. I mean, are they going to get, I mean, Chippers likes to get relegated. I'm going to go around the table as well, if you don't mind. I'll start with you. God, let's have a look at this one. I'll start with you, Jason, as well. Can you see Everton getting relegated this season?
I hope they do. I really hope they do. I mean, they're supposed to be getting a point reduction at some point, ain't they? Because what they've done. So why wait any longer? Just give them a point reduction. Send them down to 0 points or minus whatever point, minus 40, just to confirm that they're already down. Just dish out their points
Yeah.
reduction. Just
Points
get rid of them.
deduction would
Apparently the
points
brown
deduction
nose
would
way
really
out, that's
relegate them.
Apparently
That's
the brown
true.
nose way out of the deduction. They've kind of said to the Premier League that they were sorry and they won't do it again, kind of thing.
Oh, so it's just like the Super League where they just get a little slap on the wrist with
Basically.
a
God.
fiver fine, and that's it, done.
Exactly. Billy, Everton, Newcastle, how do you think it'll go tomorrow? And formation, mate?
Firstly, I think Everton will get relegated. I think they haven't got the players for the fight. I don't think they've got the manager for the fight. I think they've got a back four that's aged and not very good when they were in their prime. And as for tomorrow, I think we'll beat them 2 or 3-1. And we'll
I
play
was
the
going to
4-3.
say 3-1, but I don't know what happened to ladies first, you know.
I think before I'll say 2-0 then. Say 3-1.
Yeah,
I'll say
either way, I
3-0.
think it'll be a 2-goal deficit.
But I think we'll go 4-3-3, and I think you'll see the side that played against Brentford type of side. Maybe with some Maximan in for Murphy. 4-3-3. I anticipate Kraft coming back in actually for Manquillo. I think he played better than Manquillo. I think Manquillo looked a bit shit Sunday. I think it'll be Byrne, Cher, Target, Joe Linton, Shelvey, Willock, Fraser on the right, Wood, and Anderson McMahon on the left.
Shelby won't be playing. I see a report saying he's not trained today. So
Yeah, I don't think he'll make it.
In that case, it'll be Kumara for Shelby.
Shelby won't be playing, and Joel Linton will be a late call because he didn't train today, but he is fit.
Yeah,
He'll play.
He'll play then.
I think it would be Joe Linton, Bruno, and Willock in centre midfield if Joe Linton's fit. If not, it'll be Longstaff instead of Joe Linton, won't it?
We'll finally see the two Brazilians lined up together.
Yes. And let's hope they play. Let's say we play football just like Brazil. It's like watching Brazil.
I'm excited for the Brazil games to come up to see Bruno.
Absolutely. Toffee TV and T-Rex to play Bruce's West Brom's next season. That'd be brilliant, will it? Can you imagine that? Final
yeah, I just want to see Pickford picking the ball out of his net after he's like punched the ground in frustration and he's cried tears.
If he can reach it. If he can reach the ball.
I would like to see Everton go down, but I'm 50-50 on whether they will.
They've got a terrible running, Gem. Terrible.
Yeah, I've seen it, but I'm 50-50 on whether they will because I think Leeds are in a worrying position as well.
Leeds have got 4 points on them now, though.
I think Leeds will get over the line. Burnley will too, because Burnley have been there and done it all the time.
I'm 100% sure where safe now.
If you look at Everton's fixtures, they've got probably the top 10 to play in the last 10 games.
Yikes.
Have you got the fixtures up there, Chip? Have you got Everton's fixtures up there?
No, but I seem to recall it was the hardest running of every team that's involved in the relegation battle.
No problem.
The Everton fixtures.
Because I know they got.
We got to predict they'll get 5 points.
They have to get probably 6 wins from 12 games, and I can't see them getting 6 wins from 12 games.
They've got Newcastle tomorrow.
Yeah, 3 points.
Then Watford's been postponed. They've got Crystal Palace in the FA Cup quarter-final. But then the Premier League running is West Ham on the 3rd of April, Burnley, Man United, Leicester City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Leicester City again, Brentford and Arsenal.
There's probably only really 2 wins there. Really, maybe Brentford and Burnley, and that's it. The rest of them, I can't see them getting.
They're absolutely knackered. They really, really are. I'd have to agree with Ryan and say that you see Leeds and Burnley getting over the line. So I just cannot see Everton doing it.
Yeah, Ted Lasso.
Not good. Be the same starting lineup versus Chelsea. That's when Toon say 3-4-3 again.
No chance of that.
Yeah. So
3-0. We've got Tottenham away. We've got Wolves home, Leicester at home, Crystal Palace at home, Norwich away, Liverpool at home, Man City away, Arsenal at home, and Burnley away.
5 of our last 9 games are at home, so that's a big advantage for us. 5 of our last 9 games are at home.
The 4 away games are like coming in now, where like we can actually play some of our home games. So.
Has it been confirmed when the Palace game has been
20th of April? 20th of April on a Wednesday night.
Yeah, 48 kickoff.
It's my mum's birthday, so.
I've got Anne as well too. Like, can you guys see T-Rex getting dropped for tomorrow's night? That's Pickford, by the way. I can't see it.
We need to play their strongest team.
We'll all see him walking out like that.
What about Gale, Bruno, Jolin, Manquillo, Cher, Burn, Tiger to start? I do not want to see Gale playing for us again. I really don't.
No,
we would like to take Decore, DCL, Richarlison, Mina, or T-Rex. Out of those lot,
I'd take Damari Gray.
Mina, but he's injury prone. That's the thing. He's a unit.
I'd probably take Damari Gray, to be honest.
I wouldn't take any of them because
Yeah.
they're worse. They're worse than
Right,
us.
Matthew.
So
I think we'll have
Victoria,
our strikes on higher, better players than that, to be honest.
Yeah. We get better players in the summer sort of thing. We are going to stay up this season 100%. We got to get I'm going to go around the table as well. And who doesn't really play for Brazil? He only gets the odd minutes off the bench.
John,
Yeah.
sign any Man United player for Newcastle, who would you sign?
Say it again, Gemma.
If you could sign any Man United player for Newcastle, choose.
Who would I choose?
Yeah.
Well, who would I take from Man U to Newcastle? Yeah,
Yeah.
De Gea in goal, 100%.
Pogba.
The back four probably not at the back. Probably
no,
not midfield.
you take Brian Robson. You take Steve.
Hey,
Bruce.
she's asking. Gemma's asking me, not you, right? I take Sancho, 100%. I take Cavani if he plays the full season and not missing 30 games in that season. For me, Ronaldo for one season, just an experience. Who else I take? I tell you, I'm not being funny, but that United team needs to rip it up and start again. To be fair,
The what team? The what team?
I'll take Elanga.
So you what you so
Elanga, I take Elanga 100% all day long.
So you want to take Ronaldo and Cavani. So that's 2 old age pensioners right there.
I tell you,
I'll take Luke Shaw.
I take 6. I take 6 out of that Man U team.
I'm glad Harry Maguire because I don't rate him at all.
No.
Rated English defender currently in the Premier League.
I'll take Luke Shaw. I think Eddie Howe could get a tune out of him.
Could be. I mean, tell us the spelling and Shaw. Go on, John.
Marcus Rashford.
Not for me.
Like I would thank God in January. I would thank God in the summer personally.
I wouldn't take him. He'd be gone.
John, you want the cast of Kakuna playing for Newcastle rather than their bloody mid-30s?
What's wrong with Lingard, John?
Listen, Lingard, I think it'd be good. It'd be good for Newcastle. I think Eddie Howe can get a tune out of this guy. I really do. But I've got a feeling Newcastle's going to get better players in the summer. I think Paqueta's name's been mentioned quite a lot for Lille. And I heard as well that Osimhen's name's been mentioned as well for Napoli as well.
Seaman?
Who?
No, Victor Osimhen.
The Nigerian.
Do you think Seaman retired a long time ago?
No.
Is he relation to David? Is he relation to David?
Is he related to Nigel Spink?
I'll type it in for you. There you go. I typed it in for you so you can read it. I'll go for the comments.
Not Osimhen.
I've gone with a lot of comments, by the way. I do apologise. I read that one. We see T-Rex in the West. 35 points keeps us up. John's on the Man U board. Gemma, I'm not on the Man U. I'm not a red. Tony the red. I take
John.
Yeah.
That's a Man U fan saying you're a Man United fan and all.
Definitely tell us. Lingard, Luke Shaw, and Lingard. Rashford has been bad for 2 years now, but the media won't say now. He's been
what it is, John? I think you'd be great at Man United trivia, in a quiz, because you seem to have a lot of knowledge on Manchester United.
Yeah, especially when you say, John, here's the question for you. When is Sir Bobby Robson's birthday? Oh, that's the same day as Edison Cavani.
Edison Cavani. It's not Man United channel, by the way.
John?
Say again, mate.
How many titles have Man United won?
Oh, don't know exact number. 20. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a red.
20.
But
I wouldn't know that without looking it up, to be honest.
It's either 20 or 21.
6 Man United. You have to be a red, no doubt. Shut up.
I might take Varane as well. Varane's a quality defender if you keep him fit.
Yeah.
But I'd definitely take that Sancho. Eddie Howe would be the best out of Sancho.
Billy,
10%.
It's 20.
Yeah.
21.
Are you a secret red?
No.
Varane, Vitor Schiavelli, he plays for Napoli.
If I had my way, it'd be 20 fucking less.
There you go, 21 league titles. Varane,
Is it 21 or 20?
I take it 21.
Oh, I googled it and it said 20.
Yeah, Liverpool are one behind, aren't they? With 19, so
Yeah.
or they're level now. Or the one behind or level, one of the two. But of course, Liverpool have got 6 years being
Darwin, better option. There you go. That's what I'd take as well. Darwin Núñez as well. I'd definitely take him 110%. He is brilliant. And Brighton Neil Spurs.
About that this morning, that he's quite linked with us, but he was also Luis Suarez told Barca to keep eyes on him and to bring him to Barca, but they couldn't afford him.
Have you seen those comments?
This will be a big year for strikers to be moved on the transfer window for sure.
Who's that?
What comments these, Jim?
Truel said Billy only likes Secret Red, and YTGG Fresh 6472 says, Billy, where are you from?
I come from Manchester and I'm a Man United supporter. I'm not I'm from Coventry and I'm not Secret Red, it's just common knowledge if you know your stuff that Man United have won 20 or 21 leagues.
Yeah, Billy's second name's Gallagher. People will know him.
Where's my hat? I can't find it.
I'm also winning by a goal to nil, by the way, peeps.
No,
I'm watching Little Chelsea right now.
Tottenham are 1 up against Brighton.
Yeah.
When you said they're one behind, Johnny meant in title and trophy terms.
Have you heard
Yeah,
of the Reds wrote? Have you seen what Tony the Reds wrote?
They ain't kicked off yet, John. Arsenal, Liverpool.
Not yet. I thought also winning. Billy's on London. He's supposed to Man United.
No, I'm not. No, I don't.
Yeah, because Macy are loving for that. So, right, before I let you go, guys, right? I mean, I know I've been on for an hour and a quarter, so I know you guys got things to do. Sam, what do you think the score's going to be on Thursday?
2-1 win.
Jason?
3-1 win.
Billy?
Gemma, what are you saying?
3-1 win.
2-0 win.
Ryan?
3-0 win.
Brad? I kept you going, Brad.
I think we'll nick one. Keep a clean sheet.
Clean sheet. I forgot you was there, by the way.
Yeah.
You know, he's been quiet, and
He's just a guy in a stadium with a blue shirt that is obviously obvious between all of us, and you just no.
Jason, you just had
Johnny's just below you. Johnny's just below you.
Yeah, come on.
No. Come on, John. I was going to say as well that go on to Brad as well. You doing I was going to say you going on a watch along tomorrow, or I got
yeah, should be able to.
Aye, champion. I mean, it should be a good game tomorrow.
As long as there's no interference between
yeah.
Anyone shouting out goals before I see it.
I know. Well,
I might come on like for like 5-10 minutes tomorrow, John. But I'm watching the.
Oh no, it's on.
I watch the game. I watch the games with Alex now.
No, that's fine, man. I mean, just talk about the team lineup as well, your team as well, sort of thing, like I normally do. Everton tougher home, 1-1 each. Majestic, 1-0, 1 each.
John, who does the dishes in your house?
Say again, Jen.
Who does the dishes in your house?
I do. Sometimes my mum, I do as well most of the times. But John, you come like smoking? No, I don't. I tell you now, I don't smoke, never touch drugs, and I haven't drank for 36 years. So
you tell him, John.
I'm getting him told.
John, I thought you were only 25.
I wish I was 25.
So you haven't drank since you were 16?
I haven't drank since I was 16-year-old. And I never smoked, never touched drugs.
Why did you stop drinking because you were underage?
Something like that.
No, I only did it once. And I can remember years ago, I tried it once, right? When I went to, we used to be at school. And, I was taken out.
You did it at school? What's
How many drank at school?
Ex-teacher. Oh man, it was just great. I wasn't even drunk. And
Teacher
I thought
got you
I'd never
drunk?
do it again.
That's tough being a Newcastle fan and not touching a drink for the duration.
I don't drink.
That's
I
a
don't
deal
drink.
out for us.
Right, children, today we're doing about drinking. I'll get the first round in. Yeah, John, here's a point. Get it down, you son.
Boom.
John, I hope his name wasn't J Glitter.
Don't mention that name on here. Don't. Brad has been there in the last hour. Wow. John had a level 7 moment there. He didn't see him just joking.
A
That
level
was a bit
7
ropey,
moment.
And I am a-hole. Still. Listen, I can go on this for another 3 hours of that, but unfortunately, time is beating us, I'm afraid. And I've said my predictions, didn't I? I said I'm going to say 2-0 to Newcastle tomorrow.
3 hours? You're normally in bed by 9, aren't you, John?
No.
Oh,
No.
oh I thought you went to bed early because you have to get up early, don't you?
I do. I get up at 5 o'clock and start work at 6. But but it's what it is. But I've got Friday off, not this Friday coming, but Friday after. If I've got that day off, so I'm gonna do like a special live stream sort of thing, probably in the afternoon. So
Is that about Man United by any chance? Or
definitely
No,
not.
it's about the day off.
are you being M&S again?
It's
Say
doing it's Waitrose this time.
Oh, is it?
What's the market will be in?
I said, were you
Chores.
being M&S again, John? You know, doing your live stream.
Probably
You'll be at the McDonald's
get some
drive-through.
food. Get some food. I will get some
He
food.
gets better Wi-Fi though than he does at his dial-up connection at home, don't you, John? In the supermarket.
It's not a dial-up one. It's broadband. But every time Mum picks up the phone and the phone rings, it just cuts out, sort of thing. So go for this comms so I get away. Well done on not drinking, John. Thank you, Tony. Thanks, man. I'm not gonna say Tony the Red because like Macy does.
You just did.
Well, Macy calls him Tony the Red because Tony
just
calls
called him
Macy the Mag. What occupation do you do? I'm a fan driver and also
He's the
working around
Manchester United mascot.
Thanks, Jay.
He's the big red devil, the guy that dresses up one. So they won't see.
But he's got a Man United sticker in his van.
Nah.
He's got a lot of them with things with John on one side and Sir Alex on the other. And the red furry dice.
Alex. Wow. I'll tell you what though, I mean, it's fun, man. I love it. But I couldn't believe I done like watch along on Saturday sort of thing. I had no regrets, because the fact is, I mean, I was gonna do the Burnley Brentford game on Saturday, but obviously there's no links to that game, so I thought I'd do a bonus one like Bass normally do. So I did a Man U Tottenham game, which was a great game.
The Man U game, eh? John, the way you celebrated Ronaldo's goals, I mean, Jesus, and then you were like, you said yesterday he was back, and then he couldn't hit a barn door last night.
There's a tip for you. There's a question for you, right? Cristiano, it's not a question, I'll tell you now. Cristiano Ronaldo hasn't, that's the first time Ronaldo has not won a trophy in 16 years as a pro.
What a shame.
I'm sure he'll be upset about that.
What do you expect? Is it Man United?
Wow.
Do you think you could go live stream without mentioning Man United by any chance?
I never started it. You started it, not me.
Yeah.
If I can keep saying United sort of thing, that's a habit. Yeah. And I know I shouldn't say
that. You can't say it, man. You can't, man, John. You need to change it. It's Man United.
There's only one United, and they wear black and white.
Exactly. So, in fact, if I keep saying you now, I have to make a donation to Paul.
Just do charity.
So you'd be skinned. You'd be fucking skinned if you kept making donations.
That's for his trial on the horseman.
I tell you what, talking about that, that's back on Monday, isn't it, Billy? Is that back on Monday?
Yeah, I think so. And I think there's another trial.
It's 2 weeks.
Can you find us not guilty this time, please?
No, you're going in. You're never going to be
He's trying to bribe me.
You've been on trial more than fucking Ghislaine Maxwell. Fucking hell.
I'll
So
take
he's
that as a bribery there.
Yeah.
He's asking not guilty. It's bribery there.
I'm
You've
right
always-
into the song for you, John.
Your defence is just as bad as John Wayne Gacy's yours, man, John. It's ridiculous.
Well, I tell you what, May should be my defence court lawyer anyway. But
Oh,
just
you can't-
stick
the
up
man
for
is
it.
bad.
Fan, so how's that going to be a defence?
She's a brilliant defender. She can talk.
Is she?
And she
We'll get
was-
on the fucking side, Harry Maguire, then.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Lawyer John,
Do you know what, mate?
would you like me to be your defence lawyer?
I tell you what, that'd be brilliant. That'd be brilliant. Could you?
Yeah, anytime.
No
Yeah,
problem.
but thing is,
No
Jem, you'll get him sent down quicker than fucking anyone else.
I'm out of sentence yet. I'm out of sentence yet, and I'm out of no sentence yet. Last week, I'm sure.
Well, you gotta get one.
I doubt it. It could be a live stream or
You've had
something.
loads of sentences, John, but you ain't done any of them.
Well, I'm on a appeal process, mate. Appeal process.
I don't think Judge Funk and Hunk can all agree with that. Whatever his fucking name is.
You don't want to know his name. Anyway, with his comments, clearly, he did a bigger shovel sending. And this one here, been on trial more than O.J. Simpson. John, the rate you're going, even Nick DeMarco couldn't defend you. Wow.
Incentives for your defence lawyers, like me and May's on.
Yeah, you're amazing. That'd be brilliant. Like Billy said, we'll probably get sent down quicker than
Charming.
you soon.
Quicker than Gillian Tailforth on the A1.
We'll see. At a minute, Billy, on winning. As things looks like now, Man United don't even look United.
What? Honestly,
Yeah.
Not
I
5
said it.
seconds later.
Still, guys, I could stop on for 3 more hours of this. This is absolutely brilliant, but I've got to love and leave you. But I'll go on the table. Sam, where do you find on your socials, mate?
you find me on channel 900 from 10 o'clock, and that's really it.
He means at Sam Chipperfield. Just answer.
No,
Jason,
that Chipperfield,
just along there.
that Chipperfield, not John. It's that Chipperfield, not.
That's it.
Oh,
Sorry, Sam Chipperfield, not. Jason, where'd you find your
find
posts?
me on YouTube. That's my channel name. Also, you can't
Right
find
there.
me on you can't find me on Twitter no more. So you need to go to Facebook, go onto groups, type in my channel name there, and you can just join the group there to get involved in the conversation. Or if you go to my previous video, my Everton preview, you're in the description. You'll see a link to join the group and also a link to join my Discord as well.
Beautiful. Billy.
Yeah, World of Sport TV, obviously, and soon to be part of a young lady's channel to my left. She'll tell you about that in a minute.
Yes. Fantastic.
Who,
What
Brad?
a channel. World War TV.
I was
Brilliant.
going to say Brad.
Brad,
A young
Brad,
lady to my left.
Brad, you're looking
Brad's
very
not a young
feminine
lady.
tonight.
But I was speechless there. I was thinking, hang on, that's me.
God.
Further to my
Oh,
left.
no.
I'm a rose between two thorns here.
Wow. Hey, listen, don't get dragged into mine. Brad, that's all I'm saying. Go on then, Brad. Where do you find you, my guy?
Twitter, it's BP_NUFC.
Big up to you. Big up to you. And Gemma.
You'll find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram with the @Gemma with a G, L Summers, SOMERS, or you'll find me on YouTube. My channel is called Gem Reflex.
I was expecting you to say on Billy Gemma, but never mind.
Wow.
Oh, you can find her there as well.
The simplest one. It's not Baz. Turn to be the talk instead of you, John. Bless. That's a big little lamb. Great stream. Thank you, guys and girls. Honestly, the cracking it seems really quite concerning. Wow. And that's all the channels as well. Tony's one of me mods as well as now. Yeah, my guys, let's keep it tuned. Where do you find it as well? I'll be back. I'm doing a watch along tomorrow between Everton and Newcastle. Join us, so that'll be on at 6:45. And on Friday, it's going to do like match reaction on Friday at 7 o'clock probably 7:30, gives people a chance to come in. So probably 7. Keep your eyes peeled for that. Saturday, I'm going to do a transfer update, and I'll be on Macy's channel for the Champions League roundup. Sunday, I'll probably do the
That'll be a
same.
short show, John.
What's
We're out,
Just get us on there. But I might do the European roundup one day. I might do European channels or European roundup like France, Italy, Spain, Germany. I think I'm probably good at that as well, but we'll just see.
I
Guys,
don't know if I was in the day for that, man. John, you'll be doing a 24-hour live stream just talking about Italy.
We got
well, I can't in an hour and a half. Don't worry about that. Listen, guys, thanks for coming on. It's been a blast tonight, and it's been fantastic coming on. And big up to you as well. And I should see you guys very, very soon. If you do like the channel, please hit the like button. Do subscribe, and also as well, do follow Sam, Jason, Billy, Brad, and Wee Gemma. And I shall see you guys tomorrow for the watch along the 7:15. And have a fantastic evening, people. Take care.
Bye, everyone.
Rock on, sisters.
Catch you later.
Catch you later.
Baked potato.